we are back, boys. So we are back with our continuation of our fifth session here. So you guys spent the night at the Silver Thaggy successfully. I need both of you to roll me a endurance test plus 20.
All right. I rolled a 9 out of
shit.
67.
Okay, we'll call that 5 levels of success. You gain your toughness bonus plus 5 wounds for the night.
All right, I only need 1 wound to get back
Okay,
to
well
full health,
you are adequately filled. Then how about yourself, Seamus?
so. All right.
You said was it plus 20?
Yeah, plus 20.
So I did a 14 out of 62.
Okay, so that's 5 plus. We'll call it 5 plus your toughness bonus.
Oh, you're kind of breaking up. Or, shit. You're kind of breaking up.
I gotta edit that out. Damn it!
I gotta edit that out.
So that's going to be 5 wounds plus your toughness bonus is what you get back.
Sweet. All right.
All right, so you both heal up. Seamus, I need you to also make me an endurance test, but this time just a basic test.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be 1 level of success.
Okay. So throughout the night, you hear mild whimpers and screams from down the hall. Marius, coming from Helga's room. And as a matter of fact, everyone hears them because of the holes in the ceiling. Mr. Seamus, you don't suffer any exhaustion, but you've had a difficult night before you finally get to go to sleep. Or allowed to go to sleep, I should say. Marius, however, I need you to make me a willpower test at a very difficult test. So a cool test at minus 30.
At minus 30? Oh.
Yep, very difficult.
All right. All right, let's see here. Okay, so that's going to be a 41, and minus 30 would be, to have 20.
Okay.
Cool. So that's two fails, or 3 fails?
Yep. So, in the middle of the night, Marius, you just kind of slipped into unconsciousness after what happened with Sarah. You were exhausted for the day. You're recovering. You're physically recovering, and your hand drifts down and brushes across your belongings, your pack specifically, and you feel something like energy course through your left arm that's hanging off of the bed, and before you can wake up, suddenly your dreams have shifted, or at least what you think is a dream. You're not sure. Suddenly, you're walking back into your village that you're from. There's a green kind of pasture landscape. It's a nice farming village. You see your house up ahead, but there are these large red X's dabbed in some kind of paint across it. And you see a man taller than you, much taller, 6, 7, and as you keep walking closer, 8, 9 feet tall, walking towards you, and he's wearing what you recognize as a plague mask of a doctor. And he's wearing black leather clothes, a heavy cloak, and he's sniffing some kind of pomander clutched across the bottom of his mask's nose. And he's just walking towards you very menacingly.
Oh shit! Am I scared? I feel like I'm scared.
I mean, that's up to you.
I guess. Yeah, I'd probably be as a little boy. Am I a little boy? Am I a little boy, Marius?
You're not a boy. You're not that much younger than you are currently. If that makes any sense.
Okay.
Maybe you recognize this is a memory.
Okay.
It was just maybe a few years ago.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm a little terrified. I probably would just kind of stand there and kind of in fear.
Okay. The figure starts walking closer and closer, and a hand shifts out from underneath and starts reaching towards you.
I try to bat it away.
Okay. I need you to make an attack. An open-handed attack. Just a straight melee attack.
Straight melee. Okay. Melee basic or
yes.
melee?
No, it's going to be it's a melee unarmed, so I'm pretty sure you don't have proficiency.
Okay. I'll roll it. Ooh, that's bad. 53 out of 33.
Okay.
So 2 degrees failure.
You go to bat away the hand, and it's too much. It's gotten bigger the closer he gets to you, and it's almost like a child's hand trying to bat away an adult's. It just smacks against it, and it keeps continuing, and it grabs you by the neck and starts lifting you off the ground. And you're struggling, you're clutching, your hands are clutched around your neck at this point. What would you like to do?
I guess just struggle. Trying to get out.
Okay. You trying to break the hold, or are you going to slip out of the hold?
Yeah. Try to break it.
Okay. Go ahead and make a strength check.
All right. Ooh, that's bad. That's gonna be 80 out of 44.
Okay. You attempt to, in your mind, you're thinking you're just so terrified right now that you're clutching at your throat and you're trying to pull the fingers off, and you just keep squeezing tighter and tighter, and the face gets closer and closer. And as you get closer to the face, you see that there's actually some kind of green molting like ooze coming out from the eyes and dribbling down the nose. And as he brings you closer to it, it's starting to drip onto your face and across your chin, and it starts getting into your mouth. And you open your mouth to scream.
Yeah.
And you bolt upright as Sarah is shaking you violently. Marius! Marius!
I guess I just kind of like bolt up and like.
As you do, you notice the scroll that you took off of the ground earlier from Mr. Ketch is dangling from your fingertips, and it's now rolled across the floorboard of the inner room, and it's rolled open, and you see these bizarre scrawlings on the inside of it. You don't know how to read or write, but you recognize some symbols. In fact, you recognize one of them as one of the symbols that Thordoom is wearing around his neck. But are you going to get closer to it, or?
I guess I might examine that one that I would recognize, maybe.
Okay.
But
so,
like, I am illiterate, so I don't know how much I can actually do.
Okay. So as you go to push up out of bed, Sarah is terrified of what just happened. She's like, Marius, By the gods, you were shaking like one of the men in the infirmary.
There's something with this scroll. And I just start looking into the scroll a little bit more.
Okay. Are you going to touch it? Or are you just going to look at it?
I'd probably look at it.
Okay.
If nothing happens, I might touch it.
Go ahead and make an intelligence test. And this will be difficult for you, so -10.
Oh. All right. Oh, that's bad. That's 65 out of 26.
65 out of 26.
26. Mm-hmm.
Okay, you have no idea. Absolutely no idea what the hell this is. You at least have grasped as much that you must have touched this in the night for somehow, some way. And you can see, just from looking at it as your hand is kind of outstretched, the same marking that is on your wrist that's been burned into your wrist from Mother Inga. You can see a pattern of it also in the scroll. So there's 2 symbols you recognize, but that's about it. The rest of it is gibberish. Even if you could read, this doesn't make any sense to you.
Yeah. I'm going to touch it.
Okay. As you move to touch it again, I need you to make me another. This time it'll just be hard.
Okay.
Cool test. So it'll be -10.
-10. Okay. All right. That is going to be 37, and my cool is at 40 with -10.
Okay, so you barely scrape by this. So as you reach out and touch it, and Sarah's like, "Mary Snow," and you touch it, your vision fades to black, and you see the figure of the plague doctor holding you above. You're right back into the vision you were in, and the filth is dripping into your mouth. And this time you break loose, and suddenly his, almost like smoke, he just dissipates, and you're falling through the sky. It is a horrible feeling, but then you just kind of stop. You're floating in the air. It's something you've never even dreamed of before. Something very strange is happening to you. You see a land. It looks like suddenly the terrain underneath you is shifted, and you're seeing some kind of forest, but there's odd trees. They're very cylindrical, very, very sturdy looking. You see men being butchered en masse, and you can tell from the shapes and from the style of clothing that they must have something to do with that man that you found that was clutching this very scroll. The armor seems to be made of some kind of wood. There's some red kind of texture to a lot of them, and you even see someone wearing a similar, like, demonic rodent mask as the man you once saw. You also see some regular, it looks like some strange, oddly tall figures running and fighting them with two-handed weapons. Then the vision shifts yet again. The terrain shifts again, and you see almost like a desert oasis, but you're in the mountains, and you can see a nearby jungle tree line, and then further on there's a huge, massive door, about the size of the one for the Sealberg mine. But the outside of this one is encrusted with jewels and all kinds of diamonds and rubies and emeralds. And then it shifts again, and you see tall, very elegantly carved castles, but they have strange gargoyles and looks like bats and other things kind of swarming around them. And you see towards the bottom of the castles that there are ranks and files of people, but they're moving at odd angles. And you get the idea that these might not be living beings. Then the vision shifts yet again. and you see vast pyramids. You've never seen a pyramid before, but there's some kind of triangularly shaped buildings in the desert, and there are skeletons roaming about, and large, massive creatures made of stone guarding them, walking to and fro, almost aimlessly. Then it shifts yet again, and you see another pyramid, but this time it's made of steps, black steps. The air around you is turned into some kind of heated magma of some kind. There's heat and there's smoke, and through the smoke you can see this ziggurat of some kind, and you can hear the wails of tortured souls coming from it. And then it shifts one more time, and you see a land completely shrouded in mist. And then you see a large, massive red eye look right at you. And then you bolt upright once again. This time, your hand quivering, you're back in your room with Sarah, and you're shaken up at what just happened. And Sarah is clutching at your back, trying to drag you back into the bed, away from the scroll.
All right. Kind of panting and trying to reconcile what all I just saw. Does the scroll roll up itself?
After you pull away, it somehow it was unrolled and you could see it, and now it's not. Now it's clasped shut. There's some kind of strange symbol on it, and there's a clasp that runs around it, and it's shut and secure.
Okay. Do I recognize the clasp or symbol?
You would actually recognize this from Mother Inga's hovel. It was scrawled across the door.
Okay. I look down at my scar, my brand.
Yes.
Is it doing anything?
It is actually starting to... You actually can feel some heat coming from it, from both of them, both arms. Mm-hmm. And when you look at it, there's a bit of a tinge of some kind of discoloration. But it's quickly dissipating, whatever it was.
Okay. I look this there and I say, this thing transported me to other places. Things beyond my imagination. I was suddenly back at my home and then transported. I felt thousands of miles away, up in the sky and in the mountains, the deserts, all in an instant.
And she looks at you. She's, Marius, you never left the room.
Kind of shake my head. Do you have any bandages, dear?
Of course, Marius, of course. And she reaches down into the almost like sack that she had back at the church, and she pulls out a roll of bandages.
I wrap up. I get her to help wrap. I guess them around my wrists.
Yes.
Kind of cover up my emblems or my brands there.
Yeah, and as she's doing that, she's going to basically, Marius, I know that you got these sometime as you were gone. Was it the witch?
Aye, it was Mother Inga.
Be careful who you speak about with that. We've had distrust going throughout the town. People are talking of sabotage and possible influence.
Thank you, love. And I wrap it around a little bit kind of tight to where it's hard to see or see at all.
Yeah. I would say
hiding.
it's fully covered. And you go ahead.
I take the medallion she gave me and kind of stick it in my shirt a little bit more, you know.
Okay.
As well, just kind of hiding that a little bit.
All right. So it's hidden. I'll say it's hidden, and at this point, it's not quite morning. Do you attempt to go back to bed, or are you up?
Probably up. I guess if it's close to morning.
Okay. You're up. Seamus, you are not up. So, Mr. Marius, you can either go wake him, or you can go about whatever you would like to do.
Probably just kind of get ready for the day, and yeah, probably just get ready for the day. I'd probably wait for Marius and not for Seamus. Probably
Okay.
wouldn't just wake him up.
Okay. Well, Sarah will. She's kind of shaken by the events that just happened as well, and she starts getting ready as well, putting her all of her clothing back on, and she notices the jewelry, and she doesn't say anything. However, she does see. Do you take anything out of your pack? Do you unpack anything?
No.
Okay.
No, probably not.
All right. She rolled yep. So she doesn't see anything nearby. She's too focused on getting dressed and trying to kind of regain her composure after what happened. And you guys get ready, and I'm assuming you pass by where you think Seamus is, and you go downstairs into the bar, and Thordoom is behind the bar, polishing a glass. Aye, manling. Sarah? And he kind of nods to her. Says, beer for your troubles.
I guess it is kind of like medieval times. I wonder if they would just drink in the morning.
Well, you get the idea. Thordoom drinks all day.
I get a feel. Yeah. Is the water clean here? Like, do people drink water here?
Now,
DM question.
You would know this. This is kind of a strange thing about Sealburg when it comes to the rest of the Empire, or at least the Empire that you know of. They have a fully functioning sewer system, and they actually get water from in the mountains somewhere, from a natural spring. So they actually have clean water here.
Okay. Then yeah, I'd probably just not today, not today, Ember Belly. I'm probably just gonna have just a little bit of water here.
Oh, at the comment about water, he's like, not fit for drinks, boy. And he pours himself a large ale and he's guzzling it. He says, "This'll put hair on your chest." And he slams one down on the counter, on the bar. And he's looking at you.
Oh.
And Sarah just kind of looks at you and looks back and just kind of shakes her head. Just, oh, you silly boys.
I look at him and I go, "Is it on the house?"
For you, Marius, one on the house.
And then I start drinking the ale.
Oh, it's just as terrible as it was last night. It hasn't gotten any better. By the time you finish the ale, Seamus has unceremoniously, it looks like he's very disheveled, and he's kind of like trying to put his jerkin back on, and you can see some bruising around his stomach area. That you assume probably wasn't there before the beginning of the night.
Yeah.
Seamus, you see Marius at the bar. What would you like to do?
How's your night, mate?
Started off pretty good. I kind of woke up poorly. I don't know if I just yell out kind of like the scroll stuff, you know.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming you guys sit down at the bar next to each other.
Okay. I'll kind of quietly kind of explain to him the scroll.
Yeah.
And what it does, and or at least what it's done to me, and what I assumed it must have done to Catch.
Yeah. I'm assuming you don't want Thordoom to hear this.
Yeah, it's kind of hushed tones.
Okay, so I need both of you. Well, you know what? I'll just you, Marius. Go ahead and make me a stealth test.
All right.
Ooh.
Or you know what? How about gossip? How about gossip?
All right, that's a little better. I'll take it. That's 15 out of 33.
Okay.
Ooh.
So you very quietly and without much distraction and kind of looking up at Thordoom and making sure he's not listening. And he doesn't give a shit. He's pouring more ale and drinking it. You get the idea that he probably drinks more of his own merchandise than most of the people come walking through the door. And Marius easily conveys the message to you, Seamus, and kind of explains the scroll and what's going on with his arms and everything.
So basically, we got to kill this beastman at some point, or things could go very poorly for me. Kind of ending the conversation.
Okay.
With that, yeah.
Okay. As soon as that happens, the door slams open, and you see before you the short, pompous figure, very formally dressed, silver doublet, dark hair, dark eyes, the hooked nose of Sir Kurt Krieger. Made me walk into this filthy establishment, did you? And Thordoom just kind of looks at him and says, "Manling, you don't have the stones to walk into my establishment and disrespect me bar this way." And you see Krieger, as much as I'd like to verbally spar with you again, dwarf, the governor has need of these two. And he kind of motions for you guys to come with him.
I look at Seamus and see if he wants to go.
Did Marius ever finish that beer?
Yes, he finished it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I will kind of look over to Marius and kind of nod. Get up on our way and go follow him.
Yeah.
Okay. So Krieger, without even waiting for you guys to follow him, he's already started walking. So it takes you a second to catch up to him. Seamus, I need you to make me a perception test.
That is a 49 out of 41.
Okay, so a minor failure. Okay. Would you like to re-roll that?
Did I get my fortune points back for this?
You get
overnight?
You get every session you get your fortune back.
Okay. Then yeah, I will re-roll that if I get that back. That's more like it. That's a 31, so 1 degree of success.
Okay. So as you are in lockstep behind Krieger, and he's power walking back to the center of town, You see there's a couple people kind of milling about on the path leading to the Thaggy and back to town, or back to the square, that is. You're passing by a few of the nicer houses that are kind of in this area, and you notice that there's a few vagrants. It looks like kind of people that are trying to hang out around the Thaggy, hoping to maybe get some food or maybe bum some money off somebody. But as you walk past them, you then see peeking out of the corner behind you, just because your vision is so keen, you see the bandaged figure that you saw earlier today peek its head around the corner and look at you.
I will look over to Marius and say, Marius, see this guy over here in the corner with all the bandages.
I kind of look his direction.
As Marius turns, the figure kind of stiffens and then pulls its head back into the alleyway by the Thaggy, out of sight.
Did Marius see him?
Oh, yes, you saw him. And so did Seamus.
Okay. Who is that?
Don't know. I've seen him the past couple of days now since we've been in town. I think he's been following us.
Next time you see him, let me know on the slides. We'll see if we can maybe catch him or try to figure out what's going on.
All right. And as you finish saying that, Krieger, come on, boys, we don't have all day now. And he's like almost to the town center at this point. He just realized you weren't behind him.
Just kind of, yes, noble lord.
All right. Are you guys going to now follow again?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and make me, both of you make me perception tests.
All right. Oh shit! I rolled a 4.
Oh yeah, I rolled an 8.
Okay.
I rolled
so
4 out of 30.
Okay. Oh yeah. Well, you guys both easily see this. Then you guys get about halfway to where Krieger's standing impatiently, and you both hear something behind you, and you spin back around, and it's the same figure. It looks like he tripped over something in the middle of the road, and he kind of stumbled, and he stumbles onto all fours, and kind of looks up, and you can tell through the bandages and everything, and the cloak that's pulled over. He's about 40, 50 feet from you. He looks up and sees you staring at him, and locks in place. What are you guys doing?
I'm running after him.
Okay, as soon as you make a move to run, I need everyone to roll initiative for me.
Oh, shit. All right. That's a D10, right?
Yeah, D10, then add your initiative modifier.
Okay. I got a 9.
Okay.
I got a 6.
Okay. Okay. So as soon as you guys start making a move towards the figure, it immediately straightens up and bolts the opposite direction. And it's covering some serious ground. It's moving quick. Definitely not a wounded man of some kind, despite the bandaging would allow. And as it goes to move, the cloak flutters up, and you see it looks like some kind of disgusting pink long tail unfurl behind it and kind of slapping against the ground as it's running. It's obviously some kind of mutant or something. And it's bolted away from you. It is now Marius's turn.
And
So-
you said it's 40 or 50 feet? Is that what you said?
At this point, it's moved away from you. It has moved an additional 40 feet. So it is now at 80 feet from you. And it looks like it's about to duck into an alleyway.
Okay. My movement's at 40, so I guess I just go as far as I can.
Yep. So
I don't know if
you
there's-
get the
Yeah.
40 feet. He's still about 40 feet from you. But you can attempt to do something. You have your action and your
is
free
there-
action.
I really don't have any like range stuff. Is there anybody else around him? Like any other civilians or anything, or guards or?
I would say that there's probably like a vagrant or something nearby that's kind of startled as this person starts running by and is ducking into an alley next to them.
Do I know the vagrant?
No,
I
you
live on the
you
outskirts
wouldn't
of town?
recognize him.
Oh, okay. Okay. I probably just, I guess, as my action, just, is there like a rock I could grab? Is there a rock on the ground?
Sure, you could easily with a free action scoop up like a loose cobblestone or something.
Yeah, I want to scoop up a loose cobblestone and try to hurl it at the man.
Okay, go ahead and make
Not the vagrant, but the
Yeah.
but the guy who's
We'll see who it hits here. Make a ranged attack, just ballistic skill, just straight,
what's the skill?
since
Okay.
it's an improvised weapon.
That's a 20 out of 33.
Okay, so you actually, more deftly than you thought you were capable of, you like fastball this rock straight at the figure, and it impacts into, what did you roll?
A 20 out of 33.
A 20. So that's, oh shit,
Yeah,
that's a
20 was the
critical.
roll, yeah. Oh, shit.
That's a
yeah, I
critical
guess
hit.
it is.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me get my table real quick.
Don't kill him.
Well, he's fucking dead. Kill him with that rock.
So a 20 would be a 2. Okay, oh wow. All right, roll me a D100, sir.
All right. That's a 20 again.
Okay. Okay. So you, as you chuck this this rock, you how many success levels? 1 success level.
One success level.
And
yeah.
what's your strength? Your strength bonus?
4.
4. Okay. So he takes. Okay. All right. It doesn't look like it does significant damage. But you do, however, clip him across what you think is the cheek, and it peels away a piece of the bandaging underneath the cloak, and you see some kind of blackish blood spurt out onto the vagrant nearby. He's like, "Ah!" and he gets it across his eyes, and you get the idea that this creature is now actively bleeding from its face.
Okay. Okay.
Is that all you'd
That
like to
probably
do?
finishes my turn.
Okay.
Yeah, I've moved as far as I can. Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Seamus, it is now your turn. The creature is 80 feet from you, and now that it's been hit, it kind of is glancing back as it's attempting to pull itself through this alley.
Run up to Seamus, or run up to Amarius. And can I still see it, or has it gone into the alley?
It hasn't gone in yet. It's right at the precipice of the alley.
I will just, I want to throw another rock at him. Or shoot him. I'll yell at that vagrant and tell the vagrant to try to trip him. Or stop him.
Okay, make a leadership test.
Ooh. 3 degrees of failure.
Okay, so you go to yell at the vagrant. You're like, "Hey," and the guy's like, he's freaking out. He has got blood blackish blood pooled into his eyes. He's like, ah, ah, ah! And he's just like clutched, trying to pull it out of his eyes. And he's like, now at this point, he's writhing on the ground. So, is that going to be the end of your turn?
That will be, yeah.
Okay, so you and Marius are by each other, and this is now going to be a chase sequence.
All right.
All right, so this is going to be if you guys can keep up, basically, depending on your levels of success. So I'm going to be rolling for the masked individual, and you guys will be rolling for yourselves, obviously. So the mutant goes first and bolts into the alleyway. You guys are following shortly behind. I need you both to make perception tests.
All right. Standard straight roll?
Yeah, it's just going to be just straight.
Okay. I've got perception. 1 degree of failure. I rolled a 41, and I've got a 30 in perception.
Okay. What about you, Seamus?
Just over 1 degree of success. I got a 29 out of 41.
Okay. So, Seamus, you turn the corner slightly ahead of Marius. Marius, you come in behind him, and you're kind of looking. You don't see anything. Seamus, you spot down at the end of the alley. There looks like there's a almost like a chamber pot or chamber, not pot, but like a we'll call it a pot, whatever. It's kind of moving a little bit, and you get the idea that somebody just moved through there quickly, and you move to follow. As you guys turn the corner, you see at the end there, whatever the creature is, the mutant, is now pushing through a crowd of people walking by. It's some of the a mix of soldiers, and it looks like people getting off watch. It looks like they're probably making their way to the Thaggy, and he's crossing the street now, the open cobblestone street. He's pushed his way through them and knocked a few people aside. And as you guys make it to the crowd, I need you guys to either attempt some way to get through this crowd. You'll have to let me know how you're going to do it. We'll start with Marius.
I probably try to, yell, kind of tell the people to make way.
Okay. Make me an intimidation check.
Okay. All right, let's see here. That is a 16 and intimidate strength, so 16 out of 44.
Okay. You yell out, "Clear a path!" And how many levels of success was that?
About 3.
3. Okay. All right. And then Seamus is still slightly ahead of you. So Seamus, there's a path cleared for you now. Are you just going to dash towards the creature?
Yeah, I want to keep dashing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Marius has made a path for you. Marius, you're still a little bit behind him, but you, as you scream this out, they're kind of startled by the person that just ran their way through them anyway, and they kind of spread out and watch as you two run past them. At this point, the mutant has made it across the street and made it to what looks like a stall that it used to be a food stall of some kind, and as it's jumping, it leaps on all fours onto the top of the stall, pushes off of the stall, and then leaps up to the top of the nearby house and is continuing to run. It's made it to the roof, so it's up to you guys how you would like to get up. We'll start with Seamus this time, since you're in the lead.
Can I reach it just by my height, like running and jumping?
You are tall, but not that tall. It's a decent sized home. And it does have a flat roof, though. So if you could figure out, you could either attempt to jump off of the same way it did, or you could attempt to just run and jump up off the wall, parkour style.
Yeah, I'll use my strong legs to try to parkour up this thing.
Okay, all right. Go ahead and make me a not endurance, athletics test.
Oh boy. Oh, that is a terrible failure.
How bad?
7 degrees.
Okay, so you go to you actually jump over the food stall, like the food setup that you saw the creature do, and as you're sliding over it, your foot catches and you just face plant straight into the dirt in the alleyway, just boom, straight in, and you're kind of stunned a little bit. You're like, oh, gee. And Marius, you see this happen. What are you going to do?
You said he jumped over a food stall.
He jumped over the stall because he was going to try to parkour up the side of the building. Didn't go so well.
Okay. Do I see any other kind of structures around this building that I could hop up onto to get onto the building?
There are a few buildings
barrels
next.
or...
Now there is the food stall there. There are no barrels per se. You would have to make a perception test to see if there's anything else around. Because this is moving at high speed.
Okay. Let me just do the parkour athletics because it's
now,
slightly better
are you
than
going
my
to
perception.
go up the side of the building, or do you want to try to jump off the food stand?
Jump off the food stand onto
Okay.
the building?
All right. For that, I will give you a athletics plus 20.
Okay.
It's just an average test.
That is a 21 out of 46.
Okay. So you, similar to the creature, you're still behind. You jump off of you in the same fashion, not necessarily as graceful. You climb up onto the food stand and you make the leap. It's not very far to the top of the building. You grasp it and you're so strong. You manage to pull yourself up in one fluid movement and you're on top of the building running, and you can see where the creature has now, it's cresting, it's getting to the edge of the building and it's about to leap over to the next one.
Okay.
Seamus, you're at the bottom, but now it is the creature's turn. So as it's leaping to the next building, in midair, it turns over, almost doing a front flip, and flings 2 objects towards you, Marius.
Oh, shit. All right.
One of them goes wide, completely just misses you. The other one, let's see here. 61. Okay, the other one hits you square in the chest. And as it digs in, you notice this is a dagger, a blackened dagger, and it looks like it's inhumanly sharp. It digs in deep. And you take plus it. 6 points of damage, which you can then subtract from your toughness bonus.
Okay.
But I need you to make me... Hold, please.
All right.
I want to make sure I get this right. I need you to make me a difficult endurance test at -10.
-10. Oh, gee. All right. That is going to be a failure. Let's see. I rolled a 46 out of 37. But can I use my fortune?
You can. You can re-roll it.
All right. I will. That one's a little bit better. 25 of 37.
Okay. So you see it go in. And you have the forethought as it enters into your body. You see that there's some kind of liquid that's coating this. And you reach up and you grab it by the handle and pull it out of your body. before anything can happen. You feel like a tingling sensation where it was almost numbing, but it did hit you, so it has knocked you a little bit farther behind. As it makes the leap, it completes its somersault, lands on the next roof, and keeps running. So what would you like to do, Marius, since you are now in the lead?
I'm gonna try to go as far as I can, catching up to it.
You can make it to the edge of the house, and you have the opportunity to make the leap.
All right, I'll make the leap.
All right, that's going to be an athletics test.
Damn it! All right, normal roll, straight roll.
Oh yeah, that's
What
straight.
are we doing?
It's straight.
Straight roll. All right. Okay. Oh, I rolled a 30 out of 26, so like a minor failure.
Okay,
Or
so
straight failure.
you make the leap, and your foot doesn't quite catch the edge of the next house. It crumples, and you don't fall off, but you smack into it, and you're kind of half on the roof, half off the roof. And this one actually is an inclined roof. It's not a flat roof. So, and you see the creature crest above the roof line and go over the side. Now, Seamus, at this point in time, you have pulled your face out of the dirt, and you can hear the commotion going on above you. You hear Marius grunt in pain as something has happened to him, and then you can hear the pattering of feet on the roof. If you look around the corner where you're at, are you going to attempt to get back onto the roof, or are you going to try to follow the noise?
I'm trying to follow the noise on the ground.
Okay, so you run around the side, and you see the creature slide down a roof, two buildings down, and jump across the alleyway, and is trying to duck into another alley. Would you like to do anything? You have the opportunity for a shot, maybe.
Oof. Do I see where Marius is?
You don't see
I see him
Marius.
hanging on the roof.
You don't see him in between the roofs yet. You're not close enough.
Well, I don't want to take a shot, so I'm just going to kind of start chasing after it.
Okay, as you chase after him, you do see Marius unceremoniously hanging in between buildings. But the creature is now bolted into that alleyway. Marius, now what would you like to do?
I guess. So it crested over the roofs in front of me, right?
It crested over in front of you, and you don't know that it slid down the roof and jumped across the alley into the next set of houses, into an alley in between them.
I'll try to pull myself up, I guess, if I'm still kind of dangling.
Okay, make a strength check. This will be easy for you. Plus 20.
Plus 20. Okay. That's a 7 out of 64.
Oh yeah, you easily, deftly pull yourself up, and you start scrambling up the roof line. You don't see the creature. You do see its tail off to your left, further down an alley. It looks like it's made almost a block at this point.
Okay. I try to run after it as
Okay, are you going to jump off of the roof?
Fuck yeah. Parkour style. If I can,
Okay.
you know.
For this will be acrobatics.
I know. Fumbling. All right.
So make me
Is there acrobatics?
Is there an acrobatics? I'm pretty sure. Is there something similar? Hold on.
No,
Hold,
there's
please.
athletics, I think.
Is that it?
Yeah. There's dodge.
Wait. Hold, please. I think there's something.
If it's an advanced skill, I don't have it.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess it's gonna be athletics.
Oh.
Yep. So make me an athletics test.
All right, here we go. Come on, dice. That's pretty bad. It's gonna be 48 out of 26. 2 degrees of failure.
Okay, so you jump off this roof, And similar to what happened to Seamus, you kind of lose your footing and you start tilting forward, much too far forward. And you likewise go face first into the dirt, smack into the dirt, and slide into the next house. And you actually take damage from this.
Oh,
You take 6 damage from this. You can subtract your toughness bonus, though.
All right.
And you plow into the side, the alley that the creature took away from you. So, Seamus, it is now your turn.
All right. So do I see where like Marius went?
You see him jump in the direction that you saw the creature go. You can round that corner
All right,
and
I'll
probably
continue
get a
on
little bit
ground.
down the alley if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm going to continue on the ground and try to run down that alley.
Okay, you go down the alley and you see the creature once again hopping up onto another roof, this time 2 buildings down because it's made a lot of headway from you two. You have the opportunity to take a shot if you'd like, or you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I'm going to take a shot now.
Okay, so you unsling your crossbow. Go ahead and attempt a shot.
Oh, that is 4 degrees of failure, but I'm going to use a fortune point.
Okay.
Oh, this is even worse. This is 5 degrees of failure.
Okay.
Damn it. Damn
Okay. Not a critical fail, though, right?
it. I rolled a 92 out of 46.
No. It's not critical.
Okay.
So you bring up the crossbow, and I guess Marius is trying to bring himself up, and he's just blindly with the dirt in his face chasing after this creature, and he just kind of stumbles into you, and the shot just goes straight up in the air. It goes straight up, and you're like, ah, and you kind of fall forward a little bit, and you guys kind of tumble together into the alley.
The fuck me? Maybe I missed my shot.
And now the creature at this point is now well out of view and has escaped.
Damn.
And that is where we are going to end today's episode.
I took a ton of damage.
I know you did take some damage. Now you got to subtract your toughness bonus though. So
That's true.
so you didn't take. How
Does he
many
have a
wounds
dagger
did you end up
sticking out of his
taking?
chest?
No, I took it out of my chest. I took a 6 damage total. I
6
think.
damage total. 6 wounds total.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man, you got lucky with those fortune points, man. I was hoping you wouldn't re-roll it. Man.
Glad I did.
Okay.
I didn't want that poison.
I should have made you guys burn them earlier on something stupid like drinking. So those reset every session. So next session you'll get your fortune points back.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
man, you guys did pretty good until the end. You did pretty good.
Yeah, no.
So, but hopefully you guys enjoyed yourself. I'll go ahead and close us out. Thank you guys all for watching. This is our own private game. You know, sometimes we misspeak. Sometimes my voice crackles because I haven't had enough water today. Sometimes we get into precarious situations. So, but thank you guys for playing, for sure. I had fun. I hope you guys had fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely thank
Always.
you to what?
I said always.
Always, yeah. I would like to say thank you to all of my subscribers and the people watching this game. Thanks for your support, and thanks for being real positive and not trying to, throw stuff in our faces when we get it wrong. So I do appreciate that. As always, guys, I have been Jumbo Thick. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next episode.